licensed auto tech with AutoNiche, and I'm here today to talk to you about some road trip tips. So the first thing that you need to keep in mind about a road trip is you need to make sure that the car is in good working order, and that's more than just bringing your car in for an oil change. You really want your technician to give it that full vehicle inspection and report to you on brakes, steering, suspension, and all those other important components. And honestly, in our experience, those have been the most common replacement items before people head out on a road trip. So come into your shop at least 2 weeks before your road trip, let them know that you're going away, and have them make any kind of replacements done at that time, and that way you're still in the city for the week following. That way we can make sure that the repair is done properly, that nothing else has come up with the car, and you're not stranded going between two towns. The day before you head out for your road trip, it's important for you to check the spare tire pressure. So I've got the tire out of the vehicle right here, and it says here, inflate to 60 psi. So it's important that you get the right pressure in your spare tire, especially if the tire is smaller than your vehicle tires. The pressure reading will be different, and nothing's worse than changing a flat tire with another flat tire. So here I'm going to put my tire pressure gauge to it, and see the reading here. It's actually a little bit low. It's reading at about 50 psi, so we're going to have to add another 10 pounds to it to get it to 60 psi. So it's a good thing I checked. Whether or not you're going on a road trip, it's important for you to have a car emergency kit in your vehicle. So I brought along a few things of what you might find in mine. So things like booster cables, band-aids, I've got zip ties here, I've got a flashlight as well as a pylon. There's a sign to call police here that you would stick onto the windows. So for example, if you're unable to get out of your vehicle, whether it's because of weather, and you're unable to call the police, for example, if you didn't have any battery in your cell phone, you can always stick this to the window just to get some attention and some help from other people. I've got a yellow poncho to put on because if I'm over on the side of the road and I'm working around the car, if I'm wearing any kind of dark clothing, I want to be able to put this on and make sure that people can actually see me as I'm working around the vehicle. And something else to keep in mind are things like water and protein bars, blankets, because you just never know how long roadside assistance is going to take to come and get you. The last thing is, if you don't have OnStar service in your vehicle, you can keep things like old cell phones here. Did you know that according to CRTC, any old cell phone that used to have service can actually be used to make a 911 call even if it doesn't have service now. So keep it in your car and make sure that you have the car charger handy as well. The day before you go on your road trip, it's important to do just that one last check on your fluids. And actually this is something that your older kids could probably help you with. So here we've got under the Chevy Malibu in the engine bay, we've got the engine oil right here. So this is a dipstick that you would check from. And then also here is the brake fluid reservoir. Now on most vehicles, brake fluid reservoir has got that sign with the stop sign, and it's closest to the driver's side. So here is a reservoir, and here is a min and max readings. Max reading is up here, min reading is over here, and it's really hard to see. So one of the things that we actually tell clients to do is to take a permanent marker and just rub over the raised edge of this. That way it's black and you can just take a straight look at it. Here is the coolant reservoir, and again on this vehicle it's right up high, really nice and easy to see. It's got the coolant right here, and their min and max levels are here as well. They're just right behind here. And then lastly, you've got your washer fluid here as well. So this one's already topped up for us. But again, this is just something a fluid that your kids could help you pour in if you're low. Other fluids in your vehicle could also be the transmission fluid as well as a power steering fluid. Checking your fluids, it's important to make sure that your wiper blades are in good working order. So what you want to do is check and make sure that they're not streaking, and make sure that the wiper blades aren't torn, so the rubber piece isn't tearing. And if you've got wiper blades that are jumping around the windshield, that means that the rubber's too dry, so those definitely need to get replaced. So now that we've got all of our checks in order, let's get going.